Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Saturday, and it is build day 117. Yes, build day 117 on the built construction site here at Villa FELIZ. And you're probably saying to yourself, or you're asking yourself, or you're asking me, James, where's the chickens? Where's the roosters this morning? Why is this different? Well, I will tell you why it's different. I didn't charge my GoPro last night. And I charged my cell phone, charged my personal Wi-Fi device. But for some reason, usually I always have a charge left on my GoPro. And the next day, I'm able to use it for a while and then charge inside Bahakuba. But for some reason, maybe I left it on accidentally because there was zero battery life when I got up this morning. So anyway, I did get out here to Villa FELIZ and I did get the battery charged, and I am starting. As long as we get started, that's what's important. The guys have started. They've been working hard all morning long, and I need to start today's video. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. One of the first things I want to do this morning, you remember yesterday I showed you those concrete trellises that my foreman was putting together for the decorative feature out in the front. So he actually pulled a couple of them out of the form, and he's actually started two more. So let's take a quick look at what he actually produced. Here are two of the forms. It needs a little touch up right here, and he'll take care of that. These are the first two that he put together, and again, those are going to go up in the very top of the front of the house right there. And he's already poured the second set of it here, and these are currently drying. So he'll take those and he'll pop them. There'll be two more, and I think we have to have a total of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Yeah, we have to have 8 up there. So we'll get those for the front, and then I don't know if he's going to use the same mold for the ones on the back of the house, on the back of the sunroom, or not. I don't know, but when we get to that point, I will share that information with you. So let's kind of take a look and see what's going on the build site today. First, let's go down inside the basement. I want to show you some of the work that's gone on in the last couple of hours here. You're probably asking, what is this guy doing out here? Why is he beating the heck out of the column? Well, anyway, what he's doing out here is we're going to have, there's going to be a separation between the windows down here, and there's going to be this big window up here. But he's doing whatever the preparation is for the blank. There's going to be a spot in between, and it's going to be filled in. He's working on that for support because they're going to have to anchor that in. Let's look down in the basement what's going on. Look, these guys have been rocking and rolling all morning long on plastering and concrete hollow blocks. I want you to see. So this wall over here is almost, and they'll smooth this out. They'll get it to the layer. This is the primary plastic coat right here, and then they'll do the smoothing finish, and then everything later on will have the skim coat down the top of that, which is in preparation for painting. But they did this all morning long here. They've been working on this portion right here. You see, we pretty much got the pipe. Remember the pipe that we installed for the drain for the grill and the sink that's up on the patio area. That's pretty much all covered up right there. And they will leave this P drain. This is supposed to be left open so that we can actually do a clean out at some time if we need to do a clean out of that. This wall also almost all done with the primary plaster coat. And I want you to see what's going on inside the pump room where the water comes inside the house. So in here this morning, there used to be a big indention hole in the back area of that one. Filled that in with concrete hollow block and working on the plaster coat inside here. So this is going to be nice and clean. And all of this pipe inside here, you can see he's actually measuring it off for the plaster coat. That will all be covered. It will be embedded. Even though it's inside a concealed room, these guys work to perfection. We're trying to make it look as good as possible. Again, even though it's going to be behind a door, and they're just really good workers around here and actually do a really good job. This is a column here. The column right here, they're doing the plaster coat. All the columns will have plaster coat and be smooth and have a very good fine. Even though this is a basement, it's going to look like a regular part of the house. It will be no difference. It'll be finished just like a regular part of the house. So let's go up to the first floor and see what's going up on the first floor. I gotta tell you, you gotta always look when you're walking anywhere. You always gotta. I probably should. This is not a hard hat, and it's a hard head, but not a hard hat. And you should always look because there's things falling, all concrete pieces. So it's always good to look to make sure. So anyway, we're gonna go up here, and I want to show you what they're doing. They're continuing to remove all the cocoa lumber and just put the regular steel support for all the beams inside here and the center of the slabs. So look, it's opening it up. You see, everything's opening up in here right now. This is going to be all open, and we will be working very shortly on the walls here in the kitchen. This is the kitchen area over here. So once all this cocoa lumber is down, the erection of the walls, which the back wall is going to be back here, where the cabinetry and the sink and everything is going to be here. This will be all that. And then over here will be an island, but the island won't be done until one of the last things when we do start the kitchen portion. Let's go up to the second floor and see what's going up on the second floor. On the second floor, the primary focus is on the roof beams that they're working on, doing all the formwork so they can get that stuff in place. Something I want to point out to you. Yesterday, I was working with my builder and I said, what are you going to do? These are the downspouts for the roof that's going to come across here. That's going to go, this is, you can call this a patio, you can call this a lanai, whatever you want to call it, but this area right here. And I said, you know, you got to hide these. How are you going to get this up? Because what they'll do, they'll go up, and they were supposed to be embedded. They're supposed to be embedded. They would have done like a 45 and a 45, and these would have gone up inside this area right here, and then gone to the hidden gutter, which would be right. Kind of hard to see right here. I got the sun, but they're on the inside of this beam that they're going to be pouring. We had to come up with a solution. So we sat out here and we racked our brains a little bit yesterday. It was a miscalculation, and you're going to get miscalculations. There's mistakes going to happen. So what you do whenever something like that happens, you have to mitigate the problems, the issues, and you come up with solutions. So we came up with 3 different options, and I'm not going to tell you what the first 2 options were because they were unacceptable. So the third option that we came up with is we're actually going to do very similar to the way we did down in the basement, where we have 2 layers of wall. In the basement we have a layer of 6-inch concrete hollow block, and we have a layer of 4-inch. And the main reason for that in the basement is to provide strength for the wall pressure from the earth. Here we're going to do something very similar. It has nothing to do with that, but it's going to help us prevent pipes from sticking out and being seen, so we have a nice friendly, easy on the eye wall that's nice and smooth all the way across, and the pipes will be hidden. So what we're going to do, we are going to run another layer up against here. It's basically going to be a dual wall. This exact wall that you see here There's going to be another one that rolls up. We're going to lose about 5 inches of patio space, but that was really the only option. There were several things that we thought about, and to be able to save the integrity of this wall without drilling into that and cutting into this area and cutting rebar and things like that, out of all the options, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to actually extend this entire wall out to about here. Cover this up. There'll be like a dual column built right here. We'll make a small column here, and we'll extend this out with I think a column here, and then fill in with concrete hollow blocks. And then we'll use the same form that we used to make this window and this window, which is sitting in that window right now. We're going to pull that out. We'll make another one. This will be almost twice the thickness. So the thickness of here will come into here, and we'll have a little bit of ledge up here. Again, we're going to lose a little bit of space, but that was the best option, and that's what we're going to go with, so we can conceal everything and it will look like the original plan. Well, anyway, everything seems to be progressing well on the job site today, and I'm going to take a quick diversion, and I want to show you something I looked at this morning. I saw my pineapple plant. You remember the pineapple plant that I got from Michelle, that she bought for me at Tagaitai? So I want to show you the roots on here. It's actually about to the point where we need to do a transplant let me see if I can put it right over here. The root structure is actually getting not quite root bound, but it's to the point where it's like okay that we can actually go ahead and move this over to a bigger pot and let the roots breathe a little bit more. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and move it to a bigger pot, but this time what I want to do, I want to mix some of the existing soil here at the property, the lot on where Villa FELIZ is being built, and I want to add that soil with a little bit of the rich potting soil that I bought at Ace Hardware, and we'll mix that together. So it will start getting used, even in the pot, it will start getting used to the soil content, and later on we'll put it inside a raised bed garden. done. The pineapple has been transplanted. Oh, what I wanted to share with you, I forgot to tell you. Do you remember, I don't know if I showed you, maybe it was in one of the earlier videos, but the crew here, they brought me a jackfruit one day, and I think I did show everybody that. And what I did was I planted some of the seeds of the jackfruit in the ground. You see this right here? There's a jackfruit growing right there. I planted, I think, 3 of the seeds, and I put them, I kind of mixed them up. Oh, here. And here's one, and here's one. I have, so right now, I have 3 jackfruits growing, and we'll select, we might select all of them, I don't know. But we'll select at least one, whichever is the healthiest, and that will be part of the planting around, because we're going to have at least 1 jackfruit tree on the property back here. We'll keep an eye on those. The room that is underneath what?
The first story porch.
The first story porch on the you talk about on the back of the house?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I already have. You know, if you go into the driveway, into the front of the garage, when you first go in, if you make a left, that's the area that you're talking about. But if you make a right, that entire room to the right, that's a full workshop. It is break time, and I just got a great phone call. Actually, was it Facebook Messenger? I've never used Facebook Messenger out here on the site, but I was hooked up to the Wi-Fi inside Bahi Kubo, and I heard this weird ring on my phone, and it's like, oh, I got a phone call through Facebook. So anyway, I got a messenger phone call from a friend of mine, a good friend of mine who I worked with year before last overseas, and he's over in Texas. His name is Lee, and he called me up, and we got to chat. And I mean, it's great when old friends call it that you haven't heard from in such a long time. And he called me up, and he was telling me I remember him telling me that his wife was expecting a while back, but I didn't know about the baby. The baby is here, and the baby's 2 months old. And he was telling me that the baby actually sits up, and I don't think she does, but he said she's watching My PI Dream, and I'm like, really? Anyway, it was great catching up with him. Let's go down. Let's kind of see while it's quiet down here. Let's see where we're at, and that way we won't have to come back in here later on and see what's going on when we finish for the day. So, all this area, finishing up, cleaning up on this. So, before the end of the day, before the close of business today, this room, which is the new room that wasn't even supposed to be a room, is going to be plaster coated all the way around. This area will be totally complete. This column, it is complete. So they did all the plaster coating on this. I don't know where one of the crew members who was working in the pump room over here. Remember that we stopped in here this morning to see the progress, and this whole side of the wall is done. And he started on here, and this is where he's going to be burying the pipes inside here. All the pipes inside, it'll go all the way, all this pipe will, everything, all the plaster coat will come right up to where this, you see where this string is right here, and it will cover everything, and then the valves will be here. I don't know where he went to. He was working, and he hasn't been down here in the last hour or so. So that's most of the stuff that's being done down here. Let's walk upstairs real quick. I want you to see that they've been clearing all the lumber, pulling all the formwork down from the roof area of the first floor. So you see most of the roofing material, you see everything's down. All the plywood's been dropped. There's the plywood. So this whole area for the first floor, you see it's opening, everything's opening up here. We have a couple more pieces. These pieces right here. You can see all of these are the pipes, the conduit that's going to carry things like the lighting, the electrical, whatever we ran up there. Things like over here, this is going to be for power, fiber, and Ethernet, where we're going to actually put the fiber modem in a little wall that's on the side of the refrigerator over here. So that's what they're doing today. Most of the stuff here is cleanup and preparate. They're going to get rid of all this so they can start putting up the walls, the concrete hollow blocks inside here. Something I promised Lee, who I just got off the Facebook Messenger call with. What I told him, he was asking about some of the walls and the thicknesses of the walls and things like that. And I was explaining to him, and I'm not sure if everybody's followed from the very beginning till now, but the whole house is being built for the exterior wall is being built with 6-inch concrete hollow blocks. So all of these are 6-inch. Most houses in the Philippines will be built with either 5-inch or even 4-inch concrete hollow blocks for the exterior. I wanted it to be a little bit stronger, so we're using all 6-inch, and all the 6-inch that we ordered was 750 psi rated for the outside. All of these right here. All the interior walls are we're using 5-inch concrete hollow blocks for the interior. So you can see they pulled some of the formwork away from the front porch where we have the arched feature in the top. And around each one of these, on all the arch ones, there's going to be a detail that actually sticks out like a little ledge that goes around each one of them. There's actually a specialty team that comes in at the end when we start doing the finishing work that will take care of that. As you can see on the inside, they pulled most of the support, the cocoa lumber support inside. So it's very, there's actually the forms that they pulled down today for the porch. So it's starting to get really open inside here, and we actually I think we need to get some more blocks. I don't know if we have enough of the concrete hollow blocks. My builder said we have an order in, so we're waiting. We have some still over here, but not enough to do the rest of the project on the inside. So we're still, I think next week we're supposed to be getting those in. You can see what they're focusing on is a lot of the beams. We got to get those beams in so we can get the roof truss started. So it is after 5 o'clock. The crew are done. Some of them have left already. Some of them are at the bunkhouse, and it is the end of the work week. Yes, it's the end of the work week. This is Saturday, and I don't know if you noticed it, but I think just in 1 week, there has been so much that has been done on this house in 1 week. It's incredible, in my eyes at least. And the basement is actually starting to seem like a finished product. So we're getting there. We're slowly moving. It's amazing. We are only 117 days into the build schedule, and we have 3 stories already built, a basement and 2 living stories. And it's just incredible the amount of work that's been done over this amount of time, and where we're at least for me, it just seems really incredible. And I see our dream, mine and my wife's dream, it's actually visualizing before me. So anyway, this is Saturday, and Monday is the next work day, and Monday is going to be build day 118. Yes, 118 on the construction schedule out here at FELIZ. As you see, the skies are looking cloudy. I've been listening, and there's been thunder in the background, and I am hoping that we get some rain either tonight or even tomorrow. I don't mind on my day off. I don't mind if we have rain. It will be good for the house, it will be good for the concrete, and it will make it stronger. So I hope we do get a little bit of rain. So anyway, until Monday, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, please click on that little My PI Dream in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You will be a subscriber, and then you will receive the latest notifications each time I upload a new video. So anyway, until Monday, you have a wonderful weekend. Just in case it doesn't rain this weekend, today's Saturday, and I might not be out here tomorrow. Who knows? I do stop here often on Sundays and do some fiddling around here at the Bahay Kubo and with the plants. But in case I don't come tomorrow, I want to make sure everything gets nice and watered. It's seeming quite dry out here. Even we're threatened with a lot of clouds, but then you have clouds here on this side, and you have blue skies over here. Well, you never know. So I'm gonna take care of this before I go, and then my plants will be happy.